Yo, I got a confession to make, but it's a good confession. Hear me out. Hear me out. I I did an experiment back in like 2014 on Facebook because I know the feds was watching me and they was blocking my page, taking my emails. I was getting cancel culture before cancel culture existed. For real, they was on me. So I did an experiment. I seen a picture with some females that had like cornrows in their hair, right? So I cropped the picture, right? Then I made a whole thing that a post that made it look like it came off of like Google or something. And I said that blacks, slaves used to braid their hair as maps to get out of the projects. You know, I was trying to be funny so they can figure out how to get out of the ghettos, get out of the projects, get off the plantation, right? So I posted this on Facebook back in like 2014. And I wanted to see how far this lie was gonna go. You know what I'm saying? And to my surprise, it has become an anomaly in Black history now. They done came up with a whole storyline about how cornrows was maps that was made to get off of the plantations and get away from the slave masters. Like, yo, they took my lie and elaborated on it to the point that it became Black history. And I just seen, I seen the video on TikTok about it, and I'm like, yo.
Did you know cornrows were used by enslaved people to escape slavery? They transferred information and created maps through their cornrows since they couldn't read or write. Originating in Colombia, South America, in the late 1500s, Bencos Biojo had women create maps and deliver messages via their braids. Called caneros to symbolize the sugarcane fields, one style had curved braids representing escape routes. They also hid gold and seeds in their braids for survival and planting crops once free. This clever method kept owners unaware of their plans to escape.
I got proof and I got people that actually remember when I posted that and came up with that whole idea with the braids to escape the ghettos and the projects and everything. I'm gonna put it up on here so y'all can see. I got a reminder on Facebook back in 2019 that it was 5 years on that date that I put that post out. And I had screenshotted it just for proof. Show, what it proved to me, this experiment proved to me that you can't believe nothing. I created Black history, a whole storyline out of thin air. And now it's almost a fact. Like they're just passing this lie around like it was, they even have going to Africa to where it started in Africa and made its way into Georgia. And they even had some African person that started it. I'm like, I can't believe this shit. I can't believe it. Like, out of all my years of studying and all this and researching and everything from going from the Black Hebrew Israelite situation and just going on to the Muslim situation, to the Nuwapian situation, to the Nation of Islam. I've been everywhere and anywhere, in and out, everything, all that. And to just come up with this, I'm just gonna experiment and see how far this lie gonna go. And this lie has become factual in Black history now. It's truly the Matrix. It's this just proves, what can I believe for real? If I can make up something over 10 years ago, and now it's being circulated around and passed around as factual Black history, African history, Pan-African history, slave history, the whole cornrow situation and braids, bro. This experiment just brought me into a whole new channel of a whole new thought pattern. Like, I know they say question everything, but goddamn, I mean, everything? And I just want to share that with y'all. And I'm going to post this video everywhere I can. And I'm pretty sure that, the platform creators and, they're not going to let this get out there. But, bro, I created the whole cornrows to get off the plantation, to get out the ghetto theory. I created that. Me. Like 10, 11 years ago, I created that. So, just to let you know that don't trust nothing. 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 Not a goddamn, nothing is true. Nothing is false. Nothing is true. You don't know what the hell, bro. I created that shit as an experiment. Oh my God. Yo. But you know what it also proves as well? On a spiritual side, on a really magnificent level, this brain, you can create anything you want. Anything. You can manifest whatever you want. It's really this spirit, because that's what spirit is, breath. This spirit with the vocals and the words and the sounds you can manifest and create with this spirit coming out of your goddamn mouth. That's why, Jesus says, it's not what goes into the mouth that defiles it, but what comes out. That's deeper than just a menu, a food menu. You know what I'm saying? Like the Old Testament talks about the food menu. They don't eat pork, don't eat shrimps, crabs, any bottom feeders, anything that is created to clean up the environment. Don't eat that shit. Don't eat that. Don't eat certain animals and stuff that die of itself. It was just basically a food law, a menu that is best for you to live by, because so you can understand this body here. You were just born. You don't know how to really uphold this body. So there goes a menu. Don't eat this, don't eat that, do this, do that, do this. And you'll be good. That's basically what it is. But the New Testament, in the words of Iusis, Isa, Yahushawi, Yahshua, Yeshua, whoever you want to call him, Jesus, all right, okay, whatever. That character, and what we call the New Testament, was speaking on a spiritual level about, it wasn't about the menu of what you physically are putting into your body. He was speaking more on the metaphysical level of what you're speaking out of this body. Beware of that. And I did that. I spoke something, I put something out there, and it's become such a lie. People are believing it. I mean, you probably got people making money off of this, braiding hair and braiding it a certain way, calling it the ancient way of braiding to escape. And you don't know what they doing now off of this, and it's just mind blowing. It's just mind blowing, and I just got to say, wow. Just be careful. Be careful. Create yourself. Be your own avatar. That's what I'm learning. That's what I learned. At the end of the day, be your own avatar. You can get knowledge from here, there, here, and there, everywhere. And you can roll that up and you can shape you. That's what you can do. Definitely if you're in America. Definitely if you're here on this soil, you can be you. You can be you. Everybody not going to accept it. Who cares what they accept, what they don't accept? You can create whoever you want to be off what you have experienced, learned, investigated, studied, whatever character you dispel on yourself. Because remember, you was born with a character. A character was put on you, a name. That's a character. That's a spell. So whatever your name is, whatever you was named by your parents, look that name up. Find out what that name means. All of them. If you got 3 names, a first name, a middle name, a last name, look all them names up. If you just got a first name and last name, look it up. Look up what it means so you can understand the spirit that was put on you at birth. Then, if you feel like, well, I'm feeling of another spirit, I'm feeling on another level, that's when you are able to rename yourself, recharacterize yourself, your persona, your person. This is what the story of Jacob wrestling with the angel was all about. Him becoming a new person by wrestling with himself, renaming himself from Yaakov to Yashrel. Well, it's not Yashrel, it's Sarel, but they still say Israel, but it's not Israel, it's Sarel. So he went from Yaakov to Sarel, or Sarel, because he changed within himself because of what he was going through. He was being chased by his brother. His brother was trying to kill him for stealing his birthright. His uncle was trying to kill him because he done took his daughters and he took the best of all his cattle and everything by some biological trick he did to make all the cattle look like they was blemished or whatever. So he took all the cattle, bounced, and his wives start stealing little items, little gods or whatever, little things that they worshipped at that time, or in that household. So Laban came chasing after her, like, I'm gonna kill this dude. So he had him chasing him. He had his brother on his ass. His father wasn't, bothered with him because he imitated his brother. He played like he was his brother and got the blessing from his father, So now, and his father couldn't give his son, the one he wanted to give the blessing to, he couldn't give it to him. Because, the other son tricked him and made him think that he was him. So, his father sent him away like, man, go somewhere. Just get out of here. You know what I'm saying? His mother set him up to do it, the whole, set him up. But he was already after it because he tricked his brother into selling his birthright when he was hungry. He could have just fed his brother, but he didn't. He like, nah, sell me your birthright and I'll give you something to eat. If not, starve, nigga. So, he was just doing little sneaky stuff, to get by, to get his way. You feel me? And it was catching up to him. And, he didn't want his family getting killed, getting massacred because he had all this stuff coming after him because of stuff he done. So he changed himself. And that's why we're the name of where he wrestled with the angel. What was the name of that place? Pineal. From your pineal gland. That third eye. You know how the Hindus wear the dot right here, the Muslims rub their head on the damn carpet so they can get their, what they call it, a zaziba or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Ash Wednesdays. You know, the Egyptians with the third eye. Okay, we get it. The pineal. All right? He went within himself to change his thoughts, his mind about himself. And you got to wrestle. And that's really our problem. We don't wrestle. We wrestle with the world, our jobs, you know, whoever we partnered with or whatever relationship we got, our family members or whatever else. We will wrestle with anything else but ourselves. And that's the main focus, to take heed to thyself. And not be misled by somebody else telling you who you are. You can be whatever you want to be, whoever you want to be, because you are your own person. And anybody that tries to stop that is trying to control you. And that's cha-cha, that's a sin. They're not supposed to do that. Whoever you was born to, you can't control that. But whoever you are is who you are. And that's who you be, and you be the most powerful and the most focused person on yourself and on your growth. And don't be deceived. Focus on you, your God, your inner self, your inner being, your inner source that gives you power, that gives you grace, that protects you. Focus on that. Because you will be deceived. You will be put into a delusional trance that will have you controlled by other people's thoughts and other people's ideas. And that's what we're going through. Because I just put this whole lie out there, and I mean, what other lies? Is Mansa Musa for real? I know the slave trade didn't happen, but that's one of the biggest lies. I just, not too long ago found out, maybe some years ago, that Morocco was just founded and independentized. That's a word? Independentized? Whatever. Made independent in 1956? How did Morocco, and before then it was run by Rome and the Portuguese and the Spanish and the French and all that. So how did they recognize the 13 colonies as a sovereign nation back in the 1800s when they wasn't even established? But there was in Morocco in America. Pyramids all in America, never told us about, So there's a lot of lies. And a lot of fallacies that's been, given to us, indoctrinated in us, made us to believe that. And, it's just shocking to find out the truth. But what you don't really know what the truth is. I know they replicated those pyramids over there in the desert, in the Sahara Desert in Egypt. They replicated those pyramids. I got videos showing them replicating. I watched the History Channel where they showed they moved Egyptian monuments from one location to another location. In whole. Get the fuck out. Because they made them in the first place. Put them in a whole different location because the sand where they built them at in the first was sinking. So you had to put them somewhere else. We don't know what's real, what's fake, what's true, what's false. It can make you be like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you really on a search for knowledge and truth, and when you find out, the more you know, you find out the more you don't know. And then you get into the realm of, do I even want to know? Instead of knowing, why don't I start creating for myself? Fuck knowing. I know enough. Let me create. This is why the teacher, the great solo man, Solomon, right, said that much study is weary to the flesh. This is the whole duty of man. Serve God, keep his commandments, neither be too wrong or too right. And you know right from wrong. Because you know what you don't want done to you. So if you don't want it done to you, don't do it to somebody else. It's really easy. You don't want people taking from you, don't take from nobody else. You don't want people slandering you and talking about you and talking behind your back, you don't do it to somebody else. You don't want to tell somebody something, then they go run their mouth to everybody and tell everything you told them. Then don't do it to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That's really it. That's what's right and wrong. That's how you know naturally what's right or what's wrong. Because you wouldn't want somebody doing what you're doing to somebody else to you if it's wrong. And that's right and wrong. That's it. So if you don't mind somebody stealing from you, smacking you up, killing your mama, killing your kids, if you don't mind that, then go ahead and do what you do. But don't go do that to somebody else. Go rob them. Go steal from them. But you don't want that happening. Somebody do it to you, you going off. That's what you do to other people, though. For whatever reason, you do it, but you do it. But you don't want it done to you, so don't do it to somebody else. That's really what that's really what it is. That's what the commandment is all about. That's what most of the theology of religion and spirituality is about. We have to be here with each other. We have to live amongst each other. And all we have as a protection on this earth is this great mind of ours, this great computer. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got. And we need to use it to better our situations, create better situations. This is what cities and all this is what technology and free energy and the whole Tartarian and, about trying to make our situation livable, comfortable, a haven, better for all people. That's it. That's it. Because everything was made for the animals and the birds and the fish and the snakes and the bears. Everything was created for them, which is the earth itself and everything that grows, but also for us too. But we just have to innovate a little more. That's it. We have to work together and innovate. We have to be like ants, working together, innovating to structure our society. And it can be livable, and it can be great, and it can be good if we just do it right. That's it. The history, of what was is good. The root has to be strong. You have to know your roots. And it's good that we know our roots. But we can't keep focusing on the root of the problem or the root of the solution. We have to get to growing. We have to get to sprouting. You know what I'm saying? Because the history can be flawed. It can be a lie. I proved it to myself. I created the whole lie, the whole story about cornrows and getting out of the projects. It was maps. We used to cornrow our hair as maps to get out of the project. This is what I wrote. They flipped, out of the projects, off the plantation, out the ghettos, how our bad situation. We braided our hair as maps so we can look at our back of each other's heads and figure out how the hell to get the fuck out of this situation. I made it up. I thought it was so ridiculous. Nobody would believe that crap. And my God, was I wrong? Was I freaking wrong? I was just absolutely oblivious to how much people will believe a lie and spread it and elaborate on it and add their little things to it. My God. It's ridiculous. And it's like now I'm thinking what the hell else is a lie? Is everything I ever read, wrote, thought, believed, all of it is a lie? What's the truth? Because we finding out a lot of things that we thought was true is not true, and a lot of things that is true found out is not true, and you know what I'm saying, things that were hidden is coming out, but we don't know if that's true, or they just making that up to divert our attention from this over here because they doing things over here. And at the end of the day, they're creating. The enemy, the problem, whoever is running things is creating everything. That's what the Illuminati knows. Create. They're creating. They're creating the bad. They're creating the good. They're creating it all. We live in their society. We live in their world that they created, recreated. They took from the old world, recreated in their image. And you can create in your image, in your likeness. We all have that ability. We can do it individually, or we can do it in unison. We can do it collectively. You can unify and make it a universe. A verse, what is it? What is a verse? I'm speaking verses right now to you, right now. I'm speaking verses to you right now. So all I need is the unification of what I'm speaking. Same thing I'm speaking, you're speaking. And he's speaking, and she's speaking, and they speaking. Now you got a universe. You got a unified spell. You got a unified voice that will move mountains because that energy, that vibration will create. We have to stop looking at what was created and start creating. It don't matter what we was. It's what we will be. It doesn't matter. What we was is what we was, but it's what we will be because we're in the present now. We were kings, we was this, we was the master builders. Cool. That's, even if it's not true. See, and that's another thing the enemy knows. You can make the shit all up. Life is to be created. Life is to be made up. If we all have a piece of God, right, in us, who created us out of thin air, just made a thought, said a couple words, boom, 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 we here, right? That's how it works, okay? We have that ability to make up shit. There is no facts. There is no evidence. The only evidence that we have is what we make to be evidence, nigga. The only facts that's a fact is whatever we make to be a fact. And what's not a fact is what we make not to be a fact. To believe is to lie. Because you're believing what is unbelievable. Because it's made up anyway. You made up. I'm made up. When we die, 2 generations later, who says we were here? Even our kids, our children's children won't know who we are. So was we ever here? Even though they're here, and it's a fact. Somebody had to have sex with somebody, for somebody to have sex with somebody, for somebody to have sex with somebody, for y'all niggas to be here. But is that a fact? Don't know. You ain't here to prove it. So when you think about it, we drive on roads, bridges, buildings. Who built that shit? Where are their names? Who were the guys that sat and built that? Started the foundation of this skyscraper. Who did that? 100 years ago. 80 years ago. Who did that? Don't know. Nameless. It's just there. Like it's always been there. Who built it? It was never built. It was just there. Is that a fact? Yeah. It's a fact. Who say it ain't a fact? Who's going to come up and say, I built that? I'm telling you right now, I'm the one that created the damn cornrows as a map to get out the damn projects off the plantations, away from the ghettos, away from the slave master, as they say it now. I started that in 2014 as a post because I knew the fucking feds be watching me. They been watching me way back then because they was canceling me and doing things and taking my emails and all kind of stuff, asking me my name and photos and pictures of me, and it was crazy. I had to slow down. I've been one of them ones, they would have disappeared. Just nobody would have known why. He's just gone. You know what I mean? I'm in some dungeon somewhere, never to be seen again. You know what I'm saying? Like Gucci. But, so that's why I came up with this experiment. Just to see how far it's going to go. Who was really watching my post? Because nobody was liking my stuff. I get maybe 1, 2 likes, like on here. 1, 2 likes. But yo, they wasn't even just watching. They took that information, pass it around. Create yourself. Create your presence. Create your future. Forget the past. Forget it. It don't exist. It never did. You can learn it. You can know it. You can study it. So you can manifest your own. Don't, study the mistakes so you don't make the same ones. Because you're going to make new mistakes. And somebody's going to study that. So they ain't got to, that's how it really supposed to go. That's how this life's supposed to go, trial and error. You do it, you make the mistake, somebody watch you do it, they don't make that mistake. So it gets perfect every generation. That's how it's supposed to go. Every generation is supposed to get perfect because it's seen what the other generation did wrong. They don't do that. So eventually, there ain't going to be shit else to do wrong because we done did everything wrong to do everything right. But it just seems like people just get more stupider and dumber and stupider and believing more of the lies. People are believing the delusion. Believing the delusion. Daniel, chapter 12. People are believing the delusions. I created a delusion, and people are believing it. And for that, I apologize. I am sorry. But it was an experiment to prove to me not to believe anything. Point blank. But to create everything. And believe in that. And those that believe in what I create, they just my followers.